There was thunder in the air on the night I went to the deserted mansion atop Tempest Mountain to find the lurking fear. Alright, this is part 1 of the Lurking Fear by H.P. Lovecraft serialization read-along. I did do an introduction video I'll put up in the corner. A quick note about my intro video on the Lurking Fear is I did put up a photo of the volume 1 of the annotated H.P. Lovecraft. The Lurking Fear actually appears in volume 2, Beyond Arkham. Part 1 is titled The Shadow on the Chimney. It was published in Homebrew in January 1923 and accompanied by artwork by Clark Ashton Smith. The video is brought to you by me. I do have a Substack that I currently have one short story published on. I'll be publishing regular short horror stories. The one I have up right now is a spooky spider story. So if you do have arachnophobia, this one might be a good or a bad one for you. But I will be publishing very regularly stories over there, and I would appreciate any readers. It's also, if you watch a lot of BookTube or WritingTube or whatever, and you wonder, hey, is this person that I'm watching, do they know what they're talking about? Can they write? Have you ever bought a YouTuber's book to realize that a 5th grader could have written this? Well, you can check out a short story by me for free, and then you can decide if it jives with you, if it's spooky, or if you think it sucks and you don't want to listen to any of my opinions. This is your chance. I'll put the link down below, and I appreciate any feedback, any readers. Just let me know what you think. The story takes place in the Catskills Mountains, particularly an invented mountain, the Tempest Mountain. It also concerns a deserted mansion, the Martens Mansion. There will be spoilers ahead. I'm going to go completely through part 1. So if you haven't read the story or you haven't read this part, you may want to do so before you watch this. It takes place in the Catskills, and the mountainous forest, the natural world of the area, is described as othering and as frightening as many horror stories would describe a horrible alien world. This creates a great atmosphere for the story and really sets up the horror to come. And Lovecraft was one of the best at making the natural or everyday world into the unknown, into something hostile and something unnameable, or something unrecognizable rather. And so that really comes through very well in this story, even though it's a pretty early story for Lovecraft as far as his major works go. One night, a great thunderstorm strikes Tempest Mountain. Then the natives and mountaineers descend and tell the townsfolk about what happened, and then they go to investigate. The disordered earth was covered with blood and human debris, bespeaking too vividly the ravages of demon teeth and talons. Of 75 natives, they find the remains of 50, with 25 still missing. News of the tragedy is what brings our unnamed narrator to investigate. He says, "For I am a connoisseur in horrors." He investigates the area and decides to stake out the Martens Mansion overnight. So on a stormy summer night, he and 2 armed bodyguards, fateful and muscular men, George Bennett and William Toby, trek up to the house and set up for the night, taking watch in shifts. The narrator watches from midnight to 1 o'clock and starts feeling drowsy. George Bennett was near the window and sleeping, so he tells the other companion, William Toby, who was next to him, to take watch, and then he falls asleep. So as the night goes on, the storm comes in full force, and Bennett, the sleeper near the window, throws his arm over our narrator, waking him up. So the narrator wakes up, but he assumes that his other companion is still awake and keeping watch, and he dozes back off over time. Sometime after that, he is shook wide awake from the sound of the storms as well as nightmares he was having.
Hey, you're finally awake.
The narrator is wide awake now. Toby, who should have been next to him awake keeping watch, is gone completely. The sleeper near the window, who our narrator assumes to still be Bennett, still has his arm draped over him. There is a great bolt of lightning that shines full on into the room, lighting it up. And in the bolt of light, the sleeper stands up. And it's very clear that the thing rising is no human. It's definitely not Bennett. It's no human. It's some horrible monster. And the flash of the lightning shines his shadow onto the chimney. And this is what our narrator sees, just a horrible, monstrous shadow cast on the chimney. And then in the another flash of, between flashes of lightning, the monster is gone and the narrator is alone in the mansion. And so that's the end of part one, the shadow on the chimney. I mentioned before the really creepy descriptions of the forest and the house. I really like that. I'm a big atmosphere guy. And then when he describes what the townsfolk found after the storm, and it goes into a lot more than the sentence that I read. It's a lot more gruesome than most Lovecraft stories. It has a very pulpy feel. I did like the scene at the end where we kind of keep getting reinforced that the sleeper near the window has his arm on the narrator and all that, and then there's the turn at the end with the bolt of lightning and the sleeper stands up and it's not the sleeper. And in true serialization style, here at the end we do get kind of a shock of horror, and then we're left with sort of a cliffhanger. Where did the monster go when it disappeared? What is it? Is it the thing that killed the natives? And is it going to get our narrator? Is he going to escape the house? And if so, how? I think this is a great way to end this section, and I'm looking forward to reading the next one, which will be published in next month's edition of Homebrew, February 1923. So please, if you've read The Lurking Fear, let me know what you think about it. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.